Thank you for joining us today here on Winging It, Unscripted Conversations with the Hot Springs community, broadcasting from National Park College. The intent of this NPC podcast is to have informal conversations with different community members as a way of understanding their work in our region and highlighting their connection with the college. Welcome, everybody, to the Winging It podcast. I'm your host, Wade Derden, and today we have someone who is making quite a name for himself, not just here at NPC, but in the community, Nathan Poore. Nathan is the Director of Dining Services here at NPC and has been highly active providing for our students as well as catering events on campus. Today we're going to discuss the work of dining services at NPC. So welcome, Nathan. Thank you for being here.
Wade, thank you for the introduction. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, and as part of that introduction, I kind of want to learn a little bit about you before we get started talking about dining services. You know, Nathan, how did you come to be in this business? And then how did you wind up here at NPC? So do you mind telling us that story?
Yeah, absolutely. So it all started when I was about 17 years old. We were hanging out at a friend's house a lot, and his parents basically said, y'all got to get out of here. Y'all need to go get jobs. So a Colton's was opening up in our town in Rogers. And this was 2001. So we both went and got jobs at Colton's. I fell in love with it. I'd always loved cooking with my mom, and it was just something at that time that I had a lot of passion for, and I was good at it, at 17 years old. In Colton's, if you're the grill cook, you're one of the top dogs. So I was always pushing to be the grill cook.
Right.
So after Colton's, I went to Famous Dave's, which is also a restaurant in Rogers. And, as I went through these corporate restaurants, I found that passion to keep moving forward. I was on the road trainer for Famous Dave's, and that was probably one of the funnest things I've ever done. It's just traveling and getting to teach the new store openings.
Right.
So that was a fun one. And from there, I went to On the Border. I worked my way through On the Border, and I was the GM of a couple of restaurants there. I met a couple great people at On the Border. Steve Phillips was my boss, and he taught me a lot what to do on a daily basis and how to be a leader. I also met Tiffany Reed. That's how I landed here at NPC. She worked at On the Border and then moved over to Chartwell's, and she found out I was moving back to Little Rock, and she was like, you need to apply for this job.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here. And I like to cook too. I've always been in the kitchen with my mom or with my family members. My dad always cooked breakfast, but my mom cooked everything else,
Yeah.
So I get that. I've always liked to cook. Well, why don't you give us an overview of dining services that are available here at National Park College?
I like to think of it not your typical college dining experience. That's something that I take a lot of pride in. When you think college, you think of a buffet that you go in, more of a food hall. I think what we're doing here is more made-to-order food. You order it your way. You get to customize it your way, and it's the best way. It's just becoming more popular in the college dining scene is more of a made-to-order way of going. So.
Well, I like that element of it, and I know students do too. I've often wondered about students who graduate from here and move on to somewhere else, what they think when they look back. I wish we could capture some of that and see how they feel about, our dining services compared to what they experience.
I always tell them when they're leaving, we're saying our goodbyes. I'm like, hey, you got to come back and let me know how the dining service is there.
Well, I think you'll do a great job. For those of you who don't know, our dining facilities are located in the student commons on campus, and it's open to the public as well as students.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we definitely have traffic here from the Mid-America Industrial Park. Some of our colleagues in this area come and eat at the Commons Market. What are the hours of operation throughout the year?
So throughout the year, while school is in session, we do 7 to 7 Monday through Friday, and on Saturday we do 11 to 6. So we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner during those times. When school's not full go and in session, we do a limited menu and limited hours. Currently in the summer, we're doing 10 to 2. When we have breaks, we kind of determine who's staying on campus and what the needs are, and then we kind of build an hours around that. So,
that's a really interesting question, especially I'm thinking about people who might be considering living on campus. I mean, how do you serve students, particularly residents, during that holiday season or a snow event or something like that when they can't get out or can't go home?
Yep. A lot of times, especially in the snow, it's important that we just communicate with them what we're doing. we've been fortunate to have some employees that are residents. So it gives them a chance to just walk over. Sometimes I'll stay in hotels, and that way I can get here because I live 45 minutes away.
Right.
I've actually stayed in the dorm before. I don't know if I'll do that again. But I definitely want to be here for those times.
We kind of take that for granted, but now that we're a residential campus, we have international students who can't go home sometimes during the holidays, so we still have to take care of them.
It's kind of incredible from where we started in 2019 when the Commons building was opened to where we're at now. Just the changes that we've taken in, and it's a special thing to be a part of.
Right.
Something that's growing. I think you don't want to change too much, but you always want to be changing and developing what we're offering here. So.
Right. Well, so if someone comes into the Commons market, whether they're a student or a parent or just a local community member, what type of meal options would be available to them in general? I know right now we're on a restricted menu kind of because it's the summer, but what kind of meal options are available to you?
When we open up in the fall, we have 3 different stations. True Burger, it's your classic American station, has burgers. BLTs, chicken tenders. Rustic Italian has pizza, pasta, and sub sandwiches.
Very good pizza.
Yes, absolutely. You got to have good pizza.
Yeah.
And then 2 tacos, your classic Tex-Mex station.
Yeah, I kind of have my thing that I like from each of those. I think your BLTs are great.
Yep.
And I love your hamburgers. And then I've never gotten around to the pasta because I'm always eating a pizza.
It's one of our most popular items.
Yeah.
You got to try the chicken Alfredo.
Well, I'll have to do that.
The kids go crazy about it. When we were building this thing, it started with the burger. You got to start with.
You got to start with the burger, right?
So we started with a patty. We changed that pretty quick. I think it was the first year. I was like, we got to go to a fresh patty. I think one of my favorite places to go was David's Burgers, and I was like, we got to get closer to their level as far as a patty goes. So that's what we did.
Yeah. And then you have a salad bar.
Yeah, we got a salad bar. We do all of our own grab-and-go options. So any pre-made sandwich that you want to get on the fly, let's say a student just doesn't have a lot of time between class, we try to keep that grab-and-go station stocked pretty heavy.
Yep.
It's a great option for flavor and just something light and on the go.
Yeah, and good soups.
Yeah, fresh made soups every day. Yeah. That is something that I had to learn how to do.
Soups?
So working at corporate restaurants, you're kind of given your menu, and that's something I had never really dived into, is making soups. And I was like, well, we're going to have to learn how to do this. So.
Well, there's some good ones.
Yeah.
Especially when it's cold.
Yep.
The chili's great.
I like spicy chili. Chef Julia, she does great as far as the soups go. If I want to spice it up one day, that's when I take my turn.
And then you also have a coffee shop. Lovett's Coffee Shop.
Lovett Coffee Shop, yep.
Very popular.
Be your first stop in the morning. Come by for an Energizer. So.
Well, it's a very robust operation, and I know the students, they probably don't realize, they probably take it for granted a little bit, but in my opinion, based upon my experiences elsewhere, we kind of spoil them a little bit. They've got a lot of options, a lot of good options.
I think me and Julia both take a lot of pride in keeping them spoiled.
We didn't even mention the breakfast. I hadn't even had your breakfast until this past summer. I had an early meeting. I skipped breakfast. Man, great breakfast.
Got a lot of good array of sandwiches that we do. Made to order omelets. Kind of choose your own toppings on those things. That's another thing I didn't mention before is in the college dining space is you don't get a lot of places that do like build your own. That's the focus that we've put in is all build your own items. So kind of have it your way.
Yeah, I do like that. How often does that menu change? We've talked about the variety, that students have a wide variety, but how often do y'all think about that menu and shuffle it up?
So every semester we make small changes to the core menu. Where we get to kind of be creative is our daily specials.
Right.
So we keep wings on Wednesday, but every other day is something different. We're thinking up on a weekly basis, like, hey, what are we doing next week? What's going to be something cool, something different? That's where Julie and I can kind of play with our recipes and just throw out something new. It could be something wild. It could be a classic. So you never know what's going to come out on those menus. So that's something I would definitely have people pay attention to.
I enjoy those. Every now and then I'll go by and say, oh, the daily special had totally different plans. And I go, hey, look at that. So what about, how do you handle students that have dietary restrictions or food allergies?
So dietary restrictions we can accommodate. Most importantly is communication. Mm-hmm. So as long as I know what the dietary restrictions are, then I can help you. 75% of our menu can be converted to gluten-free. We have vegetarian options on each station. And then another one that we created actually last year was a meal prep program. So that's going to be your high protein, low carb meals. And those are done on the bulk meal plan that you take home.
Gotcha.
We serve it cold, and then you take it and heat it up in the microwave.
Oh, yeah.
So
that sounds good. In our residence halls, all those rooms have microwaves in them.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that works for students, I'm sure.
Yeah, and college students are busy.
Yeah.
So anything that we can do to alleviate some of their time restrictions and make dining at ease for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm just thinking about athletes coming back from practice or something. And
right. They need something quick.
Yeah.
They need something that tastes good.
Yeah.
So that's where we come in and provide those meals for them.
Right. Well, that's good. So NPC got into the business of having a more robust dining services option to combat food insecurity, which was one of the top priorities of our students. There's just nowhere to get good quality food quickly for them prior to us adding dining services. How does that purpose sort of play into your overall approach toward providing dining services on this campus?
That's a great question. I think, especially this day and age, coming into the Commons can be overwhelming. Mm-hmm. You're a freshman or just a new student to the campus, and you walk in and the vibe can be chaotic at times.
It can be very full.
There can be a lot of people there, and I think a lot of students, they're just overwhelmed and they don't want to come in. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important, and something that we teach is just to be approachable. Mm-hmm. And if you see somebody that's kind of got that overwhelmed look on their face, it's just like, hey, reach out to them.
Yeah.
Ask them if they have any questions. Walk them through what we do and just put them at ease. You can come here. You have a dining plan on your ID that you need to use. It's there for you to use. And just put them at ease and let them feel comfortable with coming in and getting a bite to eat.
Well, I have to say, I have a lot of praise for your team. Everybody on that staff is exactly as you described them. They're proactive, they're engaged. I mean, it's just a good quality customer service experience, I think. And I've seen it at your busiest times when you guys are slammed in there and everybody in there is hustling. Mm-hmm. And still, there's a kind word, there's a, can I help you? There's that outreach. So I appreciate that. And you're right. We have some students that are very shy and very quiet. And there's a mobile app. I use the mobile app all the time to order food just because I'm busy and I just need to run over there and pick it up and grab it and go back to my office and keep working on something. And I know students use that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. First, want to touch on my staff. Obviously, I couldn't do it without them. I'm very blessed to have the people that we have over there. We've been very fortunate in who has come and worked for us. So can't praise them enough. They're fantastic people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a big staff. I mean, honestly, how many people work for you in the comp?
We range from 18 to 24. Yeah. This fall semester, I'm probably going to bump it up to 26 to 28. Mm-hmm. So I think that'll be a good number. Mm-hmm. With the new dorms, 400 people on campus now. So we might pick up business a little bit. So I want to be ready for that and just be prepared. So.
Absolutely. I mean, that was one of the things I was thinking about is how you're going to adjust to the fact that we're going to have more residents.
I think it's going to be a lot different.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that, since we've started this in 2019, it's just the vibe of this building. It's so electric. When fall semester just opens, it's incredible to see the ambiance and the vibe of the building. It just picks up so dramatically.
It's a good space.
It's fun to be a part of.
I know there's been a lot of talk about this. I just want to ask you about sustainability practices.
So this past year, we collected all of our plastics. So any wrappers on any food products or, say all the bottled beverages, they come in a plastic wrap. So we saved all those. And last year, we also switched to a reusable container. I think that's great for dorm students.
They can store food in it. And
they can store food. It's microwavable. It's dishwasher safe. So that was important to us. Julia definitely has a big passion for being sustainable, and that was important to her. So we made that switch last year, and I think it's been great as far as presentation goes. You got to think of things like how we were using a styrofoam box. So, Obviously that's bad for the environment. It filled up the trash quickly. A lot of things have been alleviated switching to that box. So.
What's one thing you wish more students knew about dining services on campus?
As far as the food service goes, just how detail-oriented it is. Whether your tomatoes diced the correct way or,
Right.
Just how everything can be detail-oriented as far as how you put food in the oven. And there's a specific way to cook.
Right. There is, yes.
And teaching the specifics on how to do it the same way every single day. And I talk a lot about let's make sure the first order is the same as the last order, That's definitely something that I would like more people to know, is just the detail-oriented specifics that go into cooking.
Absolutely. As someone who cooks a lot, I know just the little tricks of the trade. Someone has to teach you those things.
A 1/4 inch of an onion tastes different than an 1/8 inch of an onion. That's just how it is. I feel it can really change your plate.
Right. That's really funny. What are you most proud of about dining services at NPC?
I just think being part of something that's growing, like I mentioned, the electricity of the campus, it's fun to be a part of. Getting to meet the students, meet new people every day. That's something I like to do, and just talking with them. And, my staff does too. They talk all the time about, hey, this kid, he just got an A on his test. So that's fun to be a part of. So.
Yeah, again, you've got a great staff there, I think. Is there anything you want to add that we didn't really cover? We didn't really talk about the catering portion of your work, but...
Yeah, we do a lot of catering. That's something I've taken a lot on in the past few years, whether it be developing the menu, adding new things to it, targeting people outside the college. That's important to know. All of our dining service is available to anybody.
Right.
Whether it be catering or just coming in for a bite to eat. It's important for everybody to know that they can come in here, have a great meal, come in and check us out once we open up for fall, and check out the vibe of the campus.
For sure. Well, I love having events on campus, community events on campus, and it's great to have you there to provide that catering service, because we have this great facility in the Commons that people can use. And just knowing that we can coordinate with you all to put together a nice meal, and everybody's always pleased. A lot of people want to come back. They're like, this is great. So,
I appreciate that. Yeah. We want them back.
Yeah.
We love to provide the catering for those events, and it's one of the fun things that we get to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. And I was thinking about the Night of Art event. Man, that was great.
It's one of our funnest events that we do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Just to get to, lack of a better term, we get to play with our food there.
Yeah, get to do some things you normally wouldn't get an opportunity to do. Right, yeah. Because that's a big event for us.
Yeah. So, obviously, it's a night of art, so you want it to look good and kind of get to paint our piece in that event.
Absolutely. It sure felt like that this last year. Yeah. It was great. Well, thank you for being here with me today, Nathan. I appreciate the work that you and your team are doing in support of our students. I want to thank our listeners for joining us today. New episodes of Winging It are broadcast monthly. Until next time, remember there's a place for you at NPC.